Hey everybody, I'm so excited to be putting our conversations on YouTube from Wire Talk. And today we're going to be talking about difference between your best and your perfect. And Emily and I are going to be talking about the downfalls of perfection and that there are three
it's okay, Mom. We just need your best, not your perfect. Let's go.
That's right. 3 destructive patterns that come about through perfection. And then, of course, I'm going to give you some tangible and practical ways that you can work through these things. So some tools in your mother belt. How about that?
All right.
All right, here we go. I'm glad this is on perfection because I did not do that intro perfectly.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey moms, and welcome to Wire Talk. We are continuing this week to walk through Karen's brand new book, Survival Guide to Motherhood, chapter by chapter. We've gotten so much great feedback on these episodes in your book, Mom, but it's been great to dig in together. So we are going to share another chapter today, and that is chapter 9. What is the chapter?
The chapter is know the difference between your best and that the best that you can do, and then you're perfect. In other words, trying to achieve perfection. How about that?
And there's a difference between the best and your perfect.
There truly is, you know, and, you know, sometimes it's most of the time, all the time, the best is all we can do because perfection, hate to pop everybody's bubble here, can never be achieved.
Yes. And ladies, gentlemen, get ready for some brutal truth today.
That's all
I'm going to say.
Emily knows. She's heard it all her life.
Yes. So let's start off with a bang and let's start reading as expert out of your book. And I think it's chapter 9 and it's the end of paragraph 3 if you have a copy of the book.
All right. Let me get my glasses on. So here we go. Starting chapter 9. Know the difference between your best and your perfect. Why do so many of us strive for perfection? What prize do we believe we'll win if we attain perfection? What does perfect really mean anyway? Merriam-Webster defines perfect as being entirely without fault or defect. Is that what we want as women, as moms, as wives, to be perfect entirely without faults? Thankfully, we don't have the option. Can we achieve perfection? The answer is obviously no. But if we could achieve perfection, I think it would ultimately make us very lonely. Let's pretend by some miracle of miracles that one day you attain perfection. At some point, someone will come along and mess up your perfect house, your child's perfect outfit, or whatever it was that you accomplished to perfection. And then when that person messes up your perfection, what will you do? You will probably get angry, right? You'll say things you regret, and then the person will go away feeling rejected. Then you will be left alone. That is sort of harsh and brutal, I know.
But true. And just so you guys know, on being your best and not your perfect, that is on page 115 of the book, and it's the second paragraph, not the third paragraph. So I'm just doing my best, Mom, doing my best.
All right, do it.
Well, Mom, yes, that was harsh, but true. And you say in the chapter that this concept is something that really burdens your heart. And why do you think that is?
Well, it really burdens my heart because I see it so much as I talk to moms and I travel around and everything, that they just constantly feel like a failure, like they're failing in motherhood. And in reality, they're not failing. No. They're doing a great job, but because their goal is perfection, they've just set a goal that they can never achieve. And so if I can pop those bubbles, I want to do that for a mom because you know what? You're never going to achieve perfection,
right?
But you absolutely can do your best. And honestly, a child is not looking for you to be the perfect mom. They just want you to be there.
Yeah. So you're not popping the bubble to be rude. You're really popping the bubble of you can't be perfect because you love these moms so much.
Absolutely. And it's out of concern for them. And I just see this weight that they're carrying. And I just want to go alongside them and say, sweetie, put down the rock. You don't have to carry it. You really don't. And I've seen it. I have seen moms cry over this one thing.
I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it.
It's sad. It just breaks my heart. It truly does.
Well, let's be real. Do you struggle with the pursuit of perfection in your walk as a mom?
No.
I know you don't. I'm asking this question. I already know the answer.
I don't. And I know it's probably a temperament thing. You know, we all know I'm yellow. And if you don't know what yellow is, you can not Google, but look on our Wire Talk. There's tons of stuff on the personalities and the temperaments. But I'm a yellow, and yellows do not strive for perfection. Mm-hmm. But your dad is blue, and that's his key word is perfection. So, you know, I've seen it in him, and I talk about it in the book. You know, Greg has accomplished so much in his life.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like Top Gun pilot, you know, pilot extraordinaire. I mean, flew every kind of plane you can even imagine in the fighter world. And still, like, he'll sit there and he'll be like, what have I really accomplished? And I'm like, oh my gosh, for the love. Like, if you think that, there's no hope for any of the rest of us. Us just mere mortals.
Yes. Yes.
But also, really and truly, the moms that suffer the most. I mean, I think all moms can want perfection, but the ones that are just striving for it are the blues. Mm. And the deal is, think of all the blue moms you know right now.
Yep.
Get them in your brain. Think about truly what an amazing mom they are.
So good.
They do so much stuff around the house. They've got, you know, everything lined up just so. And then if you come alongside a blue mom, and you say, how do you feel like you're doing? I guarantee you every single one of them will say, not enough. Mm. And that breaks my heart, because these are rock star moms.
They are. I mean, and everything. Yeah. As a green, I'm like, wow.
I know.
This is so amazing. Your house looks so good. Everything is perfect. And I look at it and I'm like, you probably look like at my house. You're like, your life is in shambles. And,
right. You know. You're like, well, I'm happy. But the thing about the blue is they're doing so much, and it's still just not enough. And I'm just like, oh, I just want to hug them and just be like, it's okay. It's okay. You are doing so much, and you're doing such a great job.
Blue moms, you're doing a great job.
Yes, we love you.
We love you. So how do you see the pursuit of perfection tripping up moms on a day-to-day basis today?
Well, we've said this before on the podcast. Social media is not our friend. And everywhere they look, they've got the bar is just being raised. I mean, my goodness, I'm not even a young mom. I mean, I've already raised all of y'all.
Right.
Y'all are done. And I look at social media and I'm like, these moms don't have a chance.
I know.
I mean, truly. I mean, you know, almost to the point where I'm just like, get off social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Only follow Birds on a Wire and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Because we're going to encourage you. But everybody else is posting these perfect pictures of these families, the perfect marriages, the perfect kids, the perfect birthday parties. Birthday parties, don't even get me started.
Yeah,
don't even get me started.
You have a lot of strong opinions about it.
Insane crazy out there. Mm-hmm. We need to step away from the crazy and get back to real life. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it's doing to these moms. It's setting the bar so high that even when they try, they can't hit it. Mm-hmm. And if, let's say, by some miracle upon miracles, they finally hit it one day, well, then the bar's raised the next day. Mm-hmm. So they're just constantly walking around in a state of defeat and failure. And that's horrible for a mom to feel that way.
Mm-hmm. I do feel the bar is always moving. So,
always.
Yeah. And it's just, you always see other people and you're just like, okay, I got to do this or that, or this isn't cool anymore. This has got to be cool now. So
right. Exactly.
So in the book, you describe 3 destructive, I like that word is so strong, destructive outcomes from pursuing perfection. So can you unpack those for us and show us how you've seen them, and maybe in our family, and then, or in families of some of the moms that you speak to?
Yeah. So the 3 destructive patterns in the life of a perfectionist is disappointment, destruction of relationships, and the last one is self-sufficiency.
So let's dig into those.
Yeah. So the first one, disappointment. So what that means is you're constantly disappointed with yourself. You're constantly feeling like, I'm not enough. I failed. This wasn't good enough. I could have done better.
Right.
And that's a horrible way to live, especially when they're already achieving so much. I mean, really and truly, I can say almost it was the blanket statement that the blues achieve so much.
Right. But this isn't just for the blue moms.
No,
this is
not.
For all blues. But I do think
All
the blue moms
personalities
struggle with this
the most.
But if you are a yellow mom who does struggle with perfection, you're not alone.
Right. Exactly. So disappointment, always feeling like you're a failure. The second one is destruction of relationships. And this is where, everything in their life, they're trying to make perfect. They're trying to do it the best and all that. And honestly, children just get in the way with that.
Yeah.
Because children don't really care. And they don't care if your floor has been vacuumed and you don't want them to walk on it and mess up the pattern. They're going to walk on it.
Right.
A little girl that has a perfectionistic mom that has the perfect little bow that's matching her outfit, she's going to rip that thing right out of her hair and drive that mom crazy.
Yep.
And it's going to happen. And so, I had a friend in Virginia and she vacuumed her house, the entire house, twice every single day.
Wow.
And there were certain rooms that her children could not even step foot in. So that is not good. That's not good for a child to have rooms in their house that they can't even step foot in. And if they do, they're going to be in trouble. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that sets up destructive relationships because the child starts feeling like, and it's always going to overflow into the child's life, always, because the child's going to feel like, well, she wants me to be perfect. She wants me to act perfect, look perfect, be perfect. I can't be perfect, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Or they're going to make little mini yous or mini me's, and then they're going to just struggle with that perfection, and you're just going to pass on that sense of failure, that anxiety, and all that comes with it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say by that, destructive of relationships. And then the last one is self-sufficiency, because I really believe people that struggle with perfectionism, it's all on them to accomplish it. Mm-hmm. First off, I don't need anybody else to help me. I can do it better myself. So please back away. Your dad and I are like this. Whenever we get ready to go on vacation and I pack up the bags and he'll say, just set them by the back door. I'll get them and I'll pack the car.
He really doesn't want you to touch it.
No. And if I do touch it, he says, just Karen, walk away.
Yeah.
So, I'm just like, well, my goodness, you can just do it all better yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's what his mindset is. Mm-hmm. But also, they tend to not even need God in the process.
Right.
Like, I've got this goal. I'm going to accomplish it. It's on me. Mm-hmm. It's on me. Mm-hmm. And, we all need God. And we all need God to just help us, because all God expects of us is to do our best. He doesn't expect perfection. Mm-hmm. On any level.
Right. Well, we're about to end our episode. It's a very short episode because I think the practical tip really wraps it into a beautiful bow. But before we give our practical tip, what's one thing you would just like to just love on these moms? Like, how can you love on these moms like this week?
Well, I just want to, if I honestly could just get with every single mom and wrap my arms around them and just look them in the eyes and saying, you are doing a really good job. Mm-hmm. You're nurturing your children, you're loving them, you're feeding them, you're playing with them, you're listening to them, you're carrying them from here to there and everywhere. You're sacrificing your life for them. You're just doing a good job. Yeah. So give yourself some grace because you deserve it, sweet thing. That's what if I could do, that's what I would truly do. I'm not trying to be harsh. I know it sounds like I'm just so cold-hearted, but it's really just the opposite.
I think you just really love these moms.
I do. I truly do. And I've seen the effects that it's having on them, trying to strive for this thing that it's not even attainable.
Yeah. So whoever you are listening, you're doing a great job.
Absolutely.
We love you. And here is the best practical tip that I think Wire Talk, that Birds on a Wire can give anyone, honestly. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So do your best and let God do the rest. So that's going to help you in your mothering journey. And I hope that helps.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. And moms or whoever's listening, if this episode has meant something to you, then make sure that you grab a copy of Survival Guide to Motherhood on the Birds on a Wire website at boaw.mom/survival guide, or you can pick up your copy today on Amazon. Do not let another season of your life go without getting this book. It is truly a survival guide, and you will continue to pick it up, read, be encouraged in every season of motherhood. including being a grandparent. So we'll be back next week with talking about the last chapter of Karen's book, Survival Guide to Motherhood, and that is Know Your Self-Worth. And I can't think of a better way to end a book and in a series of talking about the book. So thanks. If you've enjoyed this podcast of Wire Talk, please share with a friend and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. When you spread the word, we reach even more moms with the practical wisdom that you have come to count on, so share the love. The Wire Talk podcast is an arm of the ministry of Birds on a Wire Moms. You can learn more about Birds on a Wire Moms and all the wonderful things we do, from the podcast, the group studies that Karen writes, the live events with Karen on our website at birdsonawiremoms.com. See you next week.